So the Democrat Party and the Republican Party recognize that they are running the show, that you as an individual have no chance whatsoever of standing up to their bullshit, that they call the shots. They form a collective, like the Borg, to which you cannot stand up, to which resistance is futile, and to which you will be assimilated. You will end up dancing to their tune. They recognize that. They call the tune, and you have only the choice. You have no choice. Your only choice that you're presented is the choice to dance to the tune, dance to their tune. And in addition, they get you singing along. They get you spending your life singing along to this tune. And the words to the tune are very simple. The chorus of this song is, "Vote for the lesser of two evils." How many people have you seen, have you tried to talk to in your whole life, who keep singing that chorus? Vote for the lesser of two evils. While we all are supposed to dance to this song and sing along. It goes something like this. Vote in the elections, Democrat or Republicans, it doesn't really matter. You've got no choice whatsoever, so you just must play along. Lesser of two evils, you must choose a Democrat or else a Republican. You have got no actual power, so you must play along. Vote in election, vote in election, vote in elections. You have no power. Lesser of two evils, lesser of two evils, lesser of two evils, Democrat or Republican, Democrat or Republican, Democrat or Republican. You only have one choice, lesser of two evils, lesser, lesser, lesser of two evils, lesser of two evils, lesser of two evils, lesser of two evils, Democrat or Republican, Republican or Democrat. That's your only choice. That's more or less the song that we spend our whole lives from the time that we are able to first register to vote. That's the song that we end up singing along with and dancing to. Maybe slight variations of the tune to which the words are applied, but the words are consistent. Vote for the lesser of two evils. That is the song of resignation. That is the song of slavery to the Borg collective. That's what you chant as you move along on your chain gang, working for the Borg, serving the Borg, being assimilated by the Borg. That is your chant of assimilation, is vote for the lesser of two evils. I think the puppet on the right is more to my liking. Well, but I like the puppet on the left, you see. And that is a quote or a paraphrase out of Bill Hicks, and other people have expressed the same sentiment, that the Democrats and the Republicans are really just two sides of the same coin, two puppets being of their Punch and Judy being performed by the same puppeteer, you see? That's what it comes down to. The Republicans and the Democrats are Punch and Judy. The Democrats are Judy, and the Republicans are Punch. And we're supposed to watch this show and be amused by it, and I personally have never found Punch and Judy the slightest bit amusing. Whack, whack, whack. Oh my, oh, and then you're supposed to see these audiences of little children watching Punch and Judy, supposed to be giggling about it, and I never found it fucking amusing. And I never found the Democrat and Republican two-party system shadow play, puppet show, amusing either. for the same reasons. I don't find it funny. I don't find it amusing. I don't find it entertaining. I just find it annoying and disgusting, and I don't even want to sit there and watch. I don't even want to watch the show. I'm certainly not going to laugh or applaud for it. So, those of us who may be a minority, but at least a committed minority, and a self-aware minority, who are not willing to sing along to this song, we're not willing to sing along the chorus, and we're certainly not willing to dance to the tune of the lesser of two evils jig, we start to recognize the need for something that is not evil. For an alternative choice that is an actual choice, an actual positive choice. Even as the Natural Law Party said 15, 16 years ago. They said, okay, now, that's what they said. Their slogan was, a reason to vote. So the Natural Law Party wanted to create a positive reason to actually vote for somebody that you felt good about instead of just choosing the lesser of two evils. And when you start to look at all the little alternative fringe political parties, most of them have a certain degree of wackiness and bullshit to them, and it's very depressing, but it also, other than being depressing, it's also a motivator to motivate you to go and start your own political party. And the motivation of that, the ultimate goal at that point, if you're self-aware, must be to create a party that is not dominated by wacky bullshit. That's what it comes down to. Something that is genuine. Something that is not based on idiotic, delusional, hallucinatory bullshit, as most of the little fringe political parties come off as being. And this is the goal that we must try, that we must be heading toward. This goal. We must continue to strive towards this goal of creating something that is genuine, that is rational and sensible and not delusional, not wacky, not out of our fucking minds, not where you have to be out of your fucking mind to even begin to believe in this nonsense that they're spouting. And so there you find the foundation of what you need to establish in the pursuit of that goal. What you need to establish is that the goal is that the party that you create in pursuit of this must be based on intelligence, must be based on having a healthy perspective, a healthy sense of proportion of what really does matter and what issues are merely trivial, so that we can keep our perspective, keep our sense of proportion, keep our goals well directed. And that's what we need to do. That means this idea of trying to reach out to as many people as possible. No matter how wacky they are, no matter how wacky their belief systems may be, that what we need to do is recruit as many members as possible, so that we can have as large a membership as possible and overlook the fact that so many people have viewpoints and opinions and belief systems that are full of shit. This is something we can't do, because if you do that, then you start to become assimilated into the bullshit. If what you value most is numbers of membership, is like on YouTube, numbers of subscribers. You don't care whether those subscribers have any intelligence or sense or believe in anything that you would think actually worth valuing or worth having anything to do with. As long as you get your numbers up, that's what people are supposed to care about. Just get the most subscribers. Who cares whether they're retarded, whether they're psychotic, or whether they're even robots or just hamsters that have been programmed. As long as you get the numbers, that's the most important thing. And that's going to drag you down. That's going to totally dilute your principles, any pretense of having the principles that you're going to have. It's all going to get swallowed up and dissolved into the vast toilet of bullshit. So you need to maintain your integrity if you're going to maintain your intelligence. And you need to maintain your intelligence if you're going to maintain any worth in what you're doing. So there has to be an attitude with principles. There has to be an attitude of integrity, of not compromising your principles. Having genuine principles, and having genuine principles that cannot be compromised with bullshit. To be unwilling to compromise and accept bullshit into the process, because that's going to completely destroy your principles. It's going to dismantle any pretense that you have of any actual value. And sometimes that means standing alone. Sometimes that means saying, you know what, forget what the majority wants, forget even possibly what almost anybody wants, if what everybody wants is wrong. You have to have the ability to stand up even if you're the only one. And I believe it was one of these people, Wordsworth, was it? Or was it, I think it was Wordsworth who said, or maybe it was Emerson, one of these people from the 19th century said, never lose sight of the fact that that one person in the majority, no, let me try again. Never lose sight of the fact, and this is paraphrasing, never lose sight of the fact that one person in the right constitutes a majority of one. So in other words, you can have 50 million people saying the wrong thing. You got one person saying the right answer. You have 50 million people saying 2 plus 2 is 7. You got one person saying it's 4, even though that person is outnumbered by 50 million to 1. The validity of his position makes it, his one voice, more worthwhile than those 50 million wrong voices. One right voice outweighs any number whatsoever of wrong voices. And that's from the 19th century. I didn't make that up. So that's about the need to sometimes stand entirely on your own and disregard, or at least not let yourself be sucked in just because everybody else is saying something. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. And here we get back to John Adams in 1788, the second president of the United States before he was president, before even Washington was president. I believe it was 1788. John Adams from Quincy, Massachusetts, wrote about the tyranny of the majority. In his concerns about the so-called democratic system that they were creating, he apparently made some mention of his main concern about the political system they were creating was the concern of the tyranny of the majority. And the tyranny of the majority is this notion that the majority is always right. That what the majority says is, by virtue of being said by the majority, ipso facto, must be true, must be right. And that is an oppressive type of attitude that's hurting us all now.